Hello and welcome to my Ever Messy Art Studio. My name is Keeks and I thought I would show you some more of the stuff I got for my birthday. So one of my friends, her name is Megan, and her husband Sam actually mailed me some presents. Thank you. They mailed me this little tiny watercolor. It's so cute. This would be great for a traveling case. So it's definitely super cute. Love it. And it looks like it's by Crafty Manor Rocco Color Series, and it's inspired by 18th century art, so that's really cool. And then they also got me a premium sketching kit and some sketchbooks, which I will definitely be using, so it's really cool. It came with two different ones, pencil and pen friendly it says on it, though I will probably be challenging it as I usually do. And then they also got me a watercoloring book, which was really nice. So thank you again, Sam and Megan. I really appreciate that. And then I did get to go with the girls, my friends, and we went to Blick. So I got a couple of extra things there. I did get 2 pan pastels, which I don't have in here because I have them in my cases, but I didn't have any orange, so I got some orange. And then I got these Derwent Winsor & Newton inks. So it comes with canary yellow, scarlet, nut brown, violet, blue, orange, emerald, and black Indian ink. So that's really exciting. I'm excited to see what these will end up looking like. I like using inks as like paints, so I'm really interested to see how these end up working. And then I didn't know this, but at Blick they sell scrap kits. So I just, for $5 you get this big old thing of paper, and it has different types of textures in it and stuff, so I think that would be great for collage. Then I got these two guys. I thought these two were really funny. So it's Judgy Fish and Salty Birds. Whenever you flip to them, it'll say stuff like, you know, those fries aren't gonna share themselves. Or like on these, I'm happy that you're happy. So I thought these two were really cute, and I thought I could do something snarky with them. And I got some other stickers, some rainbow stickers, and some pretty like crystals. This one I thought was really cool. So I got this because it had a bunch of insects in it that I happen to like. But it's got different stickers in it, and it also has washi tapes in it. I actually got it because of these guys here, because I've never seen those types of spiders in books before. But look at this. These are all washi tapes, which is really cool. So it's just a beautiful book. And it's really thick and heavy too. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. And this is called Art Forms in Nature: Labels, Stickers, and Tapes. And then 100 flowers and plants, just like step-by-step drawings of them, which I'm always interested in those. But I just liked how simplistic this one is, because I'm a simple girl. So I like me some simple stuff. So I really liked that. I also got Joanna Bradford's Rooms of Wonder. I have a lot of Joanna Bradford books, so I was really excited to get this one too. I have actually started coloring in it. I colored this room because I was like, I want my art room to look like that. But this is really cool because it's just got a bunch of like odds and ends and stuff in it, and I like it. She has a very cluttery art style that I absolutely adore, and yeah, so I ended up getting that coloring book. And then this is really what I went there for, to Blick for, is to get some polychromos color pencils, which those are ones that have pastel leads in them. So this is very exciting, and I have used them already, and I'll show you what I made with them. Yes, those are beautiful, and I'm very excited to have those in my collection. And then for $10 they had these giant sketchbooks. I'll turn it over. But they had these giant sketchbooks for sale, and they were on clearance for just $10, and I absolutely love it. And I actually made this with my pan pastels, polychromos, and even some neocolors. It's a very thin paper, and it just easily comes off like that. but I definitely enjoyed playing with it. It is fine tooth, heavy feel, easy erasing, acid free, and it's a 60-pound 80 GSM paper. So I probably, with how thin this is, I doubt that I'll ever use watercolor on this one, but it seemed to take to the pastel well, so I may continue playing around with pastels. But yeah, so that was all my birthday stuff. So give me a second and we'll get ready to art. So the first thing I wanted to start out with today is this 365 Days of Art book. I bought it a couple months ago, or maybe about a month now. And I wanted to do one of the activities in it because I thought maybe that could be fun. So we're gonna do the first maybe 1 or 2 activities in it and kind of go from there. So what we're gonna do is go to activity 1. I'm just gonna kind of flatten the page out a little bit. And it says color or create a pattern. So I'm assuming that we're supposed to be using the patterns that are already in this to color or create a pattern. So maybe what we could do is use, because I'm not really concerned about going through pages, especially not this page, the first page. So maybe we can use some alcohol markers and that could be kind of fun. So let me grab my oh-hoo-hoos. And I have this oh-hoo-hoo set with the 100 count in it, so that's what I'm going to use. And we can make ourselves a pattern here. Here we go. And I want to do kind of like what, oh, I didn't realize there's an extra page in here. This is nice. So if you're coloring on thin paper, put this between your sheets and it should help prevent leaking. So I'm going to do that. Put that in there. It's almost the perfect size for that, really. Pretty cool. All right. And then I've got my markers here. And I'm just going to pick some colors here. Maybe we could do a color palette. That would be fun. It looks like, what do I have near me? I've got my color cubes. I have both color cubes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pick one. And it looks like we're getting this one. So this is card 205. And we've got this like really bright pink. So for that, I'm gonna use Rich Raspberry. We've got a purple, so I'm gonna use regular purple. We've got kind of a teal color, so I'm gonna use turquoise for that. Kind of another green color. I think I'm gonna use this peacock green, and then we need a light green. So let's go with, you know what, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. It'll be St. Patrick's Day by the time we post this, so we're gonna go with a shamrock green. So these are gonna be my colors I'm gonna play with here, and then we'll just create ourselves a little pattern. So it's kind of funny. Janet M. Young streams on Mondays, and when she was streaming, she actually was doing something similar to this. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna color the whole thing. But with that being said, we're gonna turn these into like stones, kind of like what she did. So I'll probably put this on fast forward and we can play with that idea. So in doing this project, one of the things I really like about this book so far is all of these projects are things that you could do without this book. Like, for example, this first page, somebody else drew those lines. They're all wonky, you know, everything about them is super organic, and you could totally do that in your own journal, and it doesn't have to be triangles. It can be any shape that you like. You could have done squares with it, rectangles, you know, anything that you wanted to do. I just went ahead and stuck with what was on the page. And to me, it just looked kind of like a pen drawing, like something that you would doodle in a school book or something like that. So please don't think that you have to go out there and buy a book like this to do this project. You can definitely do it on your own. And I would also say you do not have to fill the whole page. I wanted to because I thought that would make the page look really nice. Plus, I knew that these markers were going to bleed through the page. So I didn't think it would look good with only half of the page done. But yeah, I would definitely, the first time you do this, I would limit it to maybe half a page or maybe even a smaller page. Like my Royal Talons journals, for example, are very small. And I think that those would have worked just fine with this project. If not better, really. Because as you'll hear later on by past me, this took hours to do. Hours and hours. It probably took altogether maybe like 3 or 4 hours to do. And I know it looks like I'm doing it fast here in the book, but remember, that's on 10 times speed what I'm showing you right now in the camera. So if you have a lot of time on your hands, sure, go for it. Do an entire page. But otherwise, don't force yourself to do it unless you're prepared for it. Because that's one of the reasons why I ended up not making these 3D like how Janet M. Young did. Originally, I wanted to do it that way, but my goodness, this took so long just to color in the triangles that I knew it was going to take way too much time to be able to make these into 3D like I wanted to originally. However, if you are interested in seeing how to make the shapes look 3D, today's date is 3/17 of 26, so it's St. Patrick's Day currently as I'm recording this. And what I would say to do is look at this previous Monday's stream. So today's Tuesday, so it would have been 3/16 of 26, and look at Janet M. Young's video for that week. She only streams on Mondays, so it would be 3/16 that she did it. And she did this beautiful, beautiful mosaic looking piece where she did just what I'm doing right now with alcohol markers, but then she goes back and outlines it and then adds some shine and shadow to it. And that is how you turn it into a 3D piece. So please, 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 even though I was a little lazy here and decided not to do it, if you are interested in it, please look at her video because it is excellent. And you know, I could just stare at her stuff for hours. But yeah, and I also like how random this ended up looking because I used just 5 colors, and because it was something that obviously wasn't done with a ruler by whoever did this, you know, whoever made the original lines, it was kind of fun because I was able to really do my own thing with it, you know what I mean? And you should make it your own too. Don't copy exactly what other people are doing. Experiment a little bit. Use different colors. Maybe you're like me. Maybe you want to use different color cards to help choose your palette. Or if you don't have that tool, if you don't have the color cubes, then just, you know, go online. You can definitely Google color palettes and just choose one that you love. And then you can make something spectacular out of it. And it may end up being something that you're like, wow, I really love these colors and I would love to make an actual piece with it. Like maybe it's something that would inspire you to make something bigger. For me here, these colors are really pretty. These are some of my favorite colors, really, because I really love pinks, I love purples, I love greens, and I love turquoises. So to me, it didn't really inspire me to do an extra piece, but I found that whenever I look at this page, it brings me a sense of peace in a weird way. And I just really love how it looked. And I think it looks great now that it's finished. All right, I am finally finished coloring this. Now, I know earlier I did mention that I wanted to do something 3D with this. I'm not going to do that. One of the reasons why is this spanned over 2 days of me coloring in between doing things, between parenting, work, that kind of stuff. So I just don't have the time for how small these triangles are, is what I'm saying here. But if you were going to make them 3D, all you would have to do is take a color that's very close to it and make some shading on one side of each triangle, and then you can outline them in black, and they would definitely do that. But I think that would have many more hours worth of work in here. And I really enjoy how it looks now. To me, it kind of looks like a pattern you'd see on like a Native American blanket or something like that, or maybe an Afghan. So I really love it. And the other thing I'm pleasantly surprised about is my favorite thing about alcohol markers. They bleed through the pages. And well, the way this bled through, I can still read the book. So that's pretty awesome. And I'm glad I had this extra page here because it really, really helped. So I'm glad I happened to notice that that was tucked in there. But yeah, so what I'm going to do with this is I'm probably going to leave this page in it overnight because like I said, I've been working on this for 2 days. So this bottom part here is still wet. So we'll leave that like that. And then we'll go ahead and look at our next side here and see what day 2 is supposed to have on it. So day 2 is turn the paint splotches into animals. So this one's really, really easy, and all you need is just a pen. In fact, I've actually done this in one of my other books. I want to say it was maybe this one. Let me see. I feel like it was something early on that I did kind of like that. Let me see if I can find it, because I feel like I did it with cats, I want to say. Is it in this one? Yeah, right here. I did do one with cats, but I also did this random animal one. So what you do is you take watercolor, and so you don't even need this book for that. Any exercise you do in this book, you can definitely do on your own. But all you have to do is splotch some watercolor on the page and then just kind of look at it and turn it into something. So like I turned this one into a bird. This one's a rhino. This one kind of looked like it said open in cursive to me. This guy, I don't know what he is, but he's cute. This guy also, I'm not sure what that is, but it's very cute. And then a dog saying, pet me. So you can definitely do that with different paint splotches, and it can turn out really well. Let me see if I can find the cat one. Maybe the cat one's in this one. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, no. It was in one that I'd already shared before, so I don't actually have that book out right now. But yeah, all you have to do is take watercolor and then splash it down, and then they have taken colored pencil and turned this into kind of a chinchilla. So we can do that with our own colored pencils here. So I have a bunch of Caran d'Ache colored pencils right here that I can use for that. And we can definitely work on this together. 1 second, I just found something. I'm not sure what fell down. Well, it looked like something fell down. Maybe it didn't. That was weird. All right. Well, anyway. So yeah. That's all you really need is just some colored pencils and some watercolor, and it looks like some of these are going to be pretty obvious. So this one looks like a tiger. So I'm just going to put a cute little face there, and we can give it some ears. And maybe this tiger is laying down. So we could go like this if we wanted to. That way it has a cute little tail. I think that looks adorable. This one here kind of looks like a squirrel to me. So I might kind of floof some of these ears up a bit. And just give it a face. And maybe we can give him a big old bushy tail. And maybe just some cute little arms and some feet. Like that. So now it's a squirrel. This little dude looks like an alien. So maybe we can just put a big old eyeball in the middle here like that. Get some white in there. And then we can take our black and go around the eyeball. Maybe give it some eyelashes. It's a girl monster now. And then you can even take a darker green, and maybe we want to make some accents on this. Make her a furry monster. Give her like a mouth. So there's a little monster there. This one here honestly just looks like a cell. So maybe for this one we just kind of go with our mark making and put a little nucleus in here. I don't know, it just looks like a cell to me. This one here is kind of weird. I'm not sure what that should be. Maybe we can make it a cute caterpillar. So we can definitely give it some little antennas. Maybe some little feet. I think usually they have little 6 little feet there. And I'm a child, so I like, I have child brain, so I like to put little smiley faces all over everything. But anyway, sorry about that. I had to take a drink of water. I was thirsty. Let's see. This could maybe be a crab. So maybe we could see this big thing here being its shell. And then the little crab. Maybe is right here. And then give it some eyeballs. So you don't have to do much to these really to turn them into something. This one could be a bird. So maybe we've got a beak here. And some little feet. We can give it some eyes. A nice little wing here. So maybe you just kind of stooped over a little bit. That just looks like a green circle to me. It's not really shouting anything at me, but if we wanted, we could make maybe a sea turtle with it. So we can give it this head shape. And some bends. This is just a really great way to get your imagination going, you know? A couple more little feetsies. And I think they have tails. So something like that. And then maybe on top of the shell, maybe there's a design of some sort. So like, don't work these up to be like something that's gonna be like super crazy or anything like that. Just keep it simple. And even the smallest little thing could work out. Let's see, I'm just adding some shapes in there. Like that. So maybe that's our sea turtle and we can give him some eyes and a smile too. This looks like a Growlithe from Pokemon. I don't know, I'm gonna come back to that one. I'm also, this one here is really cute. So I could see this being like a little alien doodad, or if you've ever seen Harry Potter, they have those really puffy, cute little floofs of fur. We could almost turn this into a hamster. There we go. So now it's just a cute little hamster. This one looks like a slug to me. So we're gonna get weird and gooey with it. And maybe we can give him some eye stalks. Like that. A weird little mouth. And now he's just a cute slug. This one looks like a cat. So we're gonna catify it. We're gonna give it some ears. And this kitty needs some feetsies. And they don't have to be really good feetsies or anything like that. They can just be cute little kitty feet. And then maybe we can just color them in yellow. Oh, yellow. Here we go. This one here looks like a bunny. So maybe he's just laying down taking a nap. There's our cute little bunny. This guy here looks like a bear to me. So I'm just gonna give him some eyes. This is his big old nose. So he doesn't really need much. Now we just got these two guys left. What could you be? We could make this one into a stingray, maybe. And then just like lightly color it in. That one's still giving Growlithe vibes, but I want to do something different because Growlithe is a type of tiger. And obviously I don't want to have two tigers on here. That's a little silly. Maybe we can be creative and turn it into an elephant. So maybe these are the ears. And this is the little nose. Little mouth. So now it's an elephant. So see how just little tiny things can turn just what look like splotches into things, because each of these now looks like something. And they're all pretty darn cute. But yeah, so I think that is all I have to show you today. So if you stayed with me this long, thank you very much. I really appreciate you staying with me and getting those birthday vibes in. I really appreciate that. And next time I see you, we'll have an actual project that we'll work on. I've really been wanting to get this book out, and I think it's so exciting and fun, and it just has so many different things in it that I just want to try some of them, you know what I mean? We might even, just to keep track of when we've done these things, I'm just going to put arrows here. And today is actually St. Patrick's Day, so I started recording this yesterday. I'm just going to make a little note here that both of these were on 3/17 and 26, because I think it would be fun to keep track of this, because I doubt that I'm going to do it 365 days in a row. So it'd be just kind of nice to see little dates in here. But yeah, so if you're new here, thank you so much. I'm really happy to have you, and I hope you come back. If you're a subscriber, hello, thank you. And I'm glad to have you here. If you could just like, subscribe, share, do all those good things, I'd really appreciate it. And I hope that you guys are having a happy St. Patrick's Day and that everyone is having a good time in general. All right, bye.